Hi friends, in this video I'm going to discuss about the cone clutch. It is a type of a frictional clutch. So it is a simple form of a cone clutch is shown in the figure. So it will be having a cup and a cone. The cup is also having called as the driver and the cone is called as the follower. The cup is keyed to the driving shaft through the sunk key. The as an inside conical surface of a face which exactly fits the outside conical surface of the cone. The slope of the cone face is made small enough to give high normal force. The cone is fitted to the driver shaft by feather keys. The follower may be shifted along the shaft by a fork shifting lever in order to engage the clutch by bringing the two conical surfaces together. So you can see the friction lining over there in between the cup and the cone on both the sides. And this angle is called as the face angle, and the total angle, that is 2 alpha, is called as the cone angle. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of a cone clutch? The advantages is very simple in design. So less axial force is required to engage the clutch compared to the single plate or multi-plate clutches. Disadvantages, it is a tendency to grab. So there is a small reluctance in the disengagement. So strict requirements made to the coaxiality of the shafts being connected. So these are the disadvantages compared to the single plate clutch. So coming into the torque transmitted by the cone clutch. So let us consider the cone clutch over there. So with the inner diameter D1, outer diameter D2, pressure intensity P, and force acting, that is FA, axial force. And I'm going to consider elemental material, that is the thickness TR and radius as R. So let D be the diameter of the shaft, that is small d, D1 inner diameter, D2 outer diameter, DM will be the mean diameter. Alpha will be the angle, that is half cone angle or a face angle. 2 alpha is nothing but the cone angle. B will be the face width of the cone. FA will be the axial force. Fn will be the normal force, that is given by FA divided by sin alpha. MT, that is the torque transmitted, and N will be the power in kilowatts, and small n will be the speed in RPM, and P will be the intensity acting on the frictional surface, and mu will be the coefficient of friction. So let us consider a friction cone bounded by a circle radius R plus R plus dr for the elemental friction material. So area will be equals to 2 pi r into sloping length, that is dr by sin alpha. So normal friction, that is normal force on the elemental frustum, that will be equals to delta into P. So 2 pi r into dr by sin alpha into P. So P will be the pressure intensity. So totally I am going to get as the axial force on the elemental frustum will be 2 pi r dr into P. Then you are going to integrate that for the total axial force. When you are going to integrate, so I am going to get R1 to R2 as integration 2 pi r dr into P. That is the equation 1 I am going to consider. So consider the frictional force on the elemental frustum, that is mu into 2 pi r into dr by sin alpha into P. So when you are going to take the moment about the axis, it will be mu into 2 pi r into dr by sin alpha into P into radius r. So when you are going to integrate again between R1 to R2, I am going to get as 2 pi mu PR square into dr by sin alpha. Let us assume this as a equation number 2. So coming to uniform pressure theory, as you assumed in the previous, so the pressure remains a constant. So I am going to taking the pressure outside, I am going to get 2 pi p integration R1 to R2 R into dr. And I am going to integrate, I am going to get that one as pi into p R2 square minus R1 square. And I am going to substitute R in terms of d, I am going to get Fa is equals to pi into p d2 square minus d1 square by 4. That is equation number 19.86b. So coming on to equation number 2. So equation number 2 is mt is equals to d1 R1 to R2 2 pi mu PR square dr by sin alpha. So I want to take mu p pi outside, since it is a constant, and sin alpha also I want to take outside, that is 2 mu pi p divided by sin alpha as a constant. Remaining will be r square into dr, integration from R1 to R2. When I want to integrate, I want to get that one as mt is equals to 2 mu f by sin alpha into R2 square minus R1 square divided by R2 square minus R1 square. So I am going to substitute R in terms of d. So I am going to get overall equation as mt is equals to mu Fa divided by 2 sin alpha into dm. So dm is nothing but the mean diameter. So that is given by the equation 2 by 3 d2 square minus d1 square divided by d2 square minus d1 square. So the equation number 19.85a. So dm is the mean diameter. So consider the uniform theory. So uniform theory is nothing but the pressure into radius will be a constant, that is P into R will be a constant. So equation 1 will remain will becomes 2 pi r into P into dr. So P into R I am going to replace as C. So 2 pi C into integration R1 to R2 into dr. So I'm going to get 2 pi c into R2 minus R1. If you want to substitute, you can substitute that. I'm going to get as pi c into D2 minus D1. So equation 2, that is empty, R1 to R2, that is 2 mu pi p R square into dr by sin alpha. So I'm going to take 2 pi mu c divided by sin alpha as a constant. I'm going to get integration R1 to R2, that is R into dr. So I'm going to get 2 pi mu c divided by sin alpha, that is R square by 2, limits R1 to R2. So when I'm going to substitute that, and I'm going to substitute the FA also over here. So I'm going to get equation mt is equals to mu into FA by pi sin alpha multiplied by d2 plus d1 by 2. So I'm going to replace this with in terms of dm. So dm is given by d2 plus d1 by 2. So this dm will be used for a uniform wave theory. So considering the pressure at the mean radius, so FA is equals to 2 pi p Rm into R2 minus R1. So I'm going to replace that. I'm going to get as FA is equals to pi dm p b sin alpha. B will be the phase width and P will be the pressure intensity. So where phase width is given by d2 minus d1 by 2 sin alpha. Or d2 will be given by dm, that is mean diameter, plus b sin alpha, and d1 is given by dm minus b sin alpha. For necessary to engage the clutch when one member is rotating, so the axial pressure will be Fa dash is equals to Fn sin alpha plus mu sin cos alpha. The equation number will be 9.80. This is the procedure you're going to follow. Sorry, these are the equation we're going to derive from the torque. So what are the procedure you're going to follow for a cone clutch? So there are two conditions you're going to consider. One will be dm is unknown. So when dm is unknown, that is mean diameter is unknown, the torque transmitted will be equals to mt is equals to 9550 into 1000 into n by small n. So n small n will be the rpm, so n will be the power. Similarly, second step will be diameter of the shaft. So same step what you followed in the single plate or multi-plate clutch, you're going to follow over here. So d is equals to cube root of 16 mt divided by pi tau s into keyway factor. So mean diameter, so in this case mean diameter will be different. So I'm going to assume Q is equals to dm by b. So Q will be given 4.5 to 8. So normally I'm going to assume as 6. The relation between the mean diameter and the face width will be 6. So I'm going to express dm in terms of, b in terms of dm. So then I'm going to find out the axial force. So Fa is equals to pi dm p b sin alpha. So again here I'm going to replace Fa in terms of dm. So once you're going to find both the values, so dimensions I want to go for mt is equals to mu Fa dm by 2 sin alpha. So both Fa and dm will be in terms of dm. So I'm going to substitute the values. So I'm going to get dm. So from the dm I'm going to find out the phase width. From the phase width I'm going to find out d1 and d2, and then I'm going to find out the axial force. This is the first kind of problem where dm is unknown. If the dm is known, so the procedure as follows. The torque transmitted I'm going to find out mt is equals to 9550 into 1000 into n by small n, and I'm going to find out the diameter of the shaft. Similar way, d is equals to cube root of 16 mt divided by pi tau s into nu, and I'm going to find out the axial force, that is mt pi by 1 by 2 mu Fa dm by sin alpha. Then I'm going to find out the axial force Fa is equals to pi dm pb sin alpha. From this I can find out b value, inner dia and outer dia. So these are the steps you want to follow for solving the problems on cone clutch.